real quick, how would you describe this for men and women?
Well, I would say the date market is ruined because women have taken control of it. Anytime women take control of an industry, it's bound to fail about 8 years later.
How
Men
dare
are
you?
moving off the speed of the pace of women in the dating market. Like, they are leading the pace on the dating market. They're setting the standards. You have to be this, you have to be that. And you see men by responding, by getting rich or getting fame, etc., and spitting women out, out of response of the way they're leading this. They're leading the entire market by setting these impossible standards, thus making men setting crazy standards. I'm hearing most of you say that men can look at multiple women on Instagram and act like they have options. We don't think like women. We know those aren't options. We know that's a good night. We understand if it's something that's looks obtainable on Instagram, we like, oh, all it could do is it costs. This woman, it's a transactional type of woman. We know that's not a wife. We know we have a lot of options to sleep with. A man can tell a wife from a mile away. It's completely different with a woman. But y'all run a date market. We know we have a lot of options to sleep with, but we are fully aware there aren't many wives to choose from. So it's completely different. Women are delusional thinking that there's a lot of husbands to choose from. But what they don't understand, they're sleeping with a man that has already decided that you're not worthy.
Very good point. Actually, you said earlier your boyfriend was 3 years. And he didn't want to marry you. Same example.
A lot of times guys know within the first night.
That's
I mean,
true.
but they can tolerate you for years. It's fucked up, but true.
How does that feel? Getting smashed for 3 years.
I had a question. Can I ask a question? on what you
It's
just said?
okay. Get smashed for 3 years.
That's fine.
Okay.
Can I ask a question? What he just
Sure.
said?
Go.
You just said they can tolerate you for years, but so how can you tolerate a woman for years but not want to marry that person? You're still living with them for years.
Because they probably compared them to every other experience that they had for like the last 8 months. And it's better. Just that simple. It's better.
So like she's
They know it's not-
easier, she's more digestible to.
Well, it's dudes, contrary to popular belief, a lot of dudes, they enjoy having something that's guaranteed to be there when they get home.
Pussy.
Yeah, you like to have something guaranteed, something that doesn't have an STD. You know what you're going to get every time. You know how it's going to hit. It's good to have comfortability. There's
Thank
nothing
you.
wrong with that. So, yeah, guys like to have something that's comfortable, that's put
No,
up
I know.
and well kept.
Yeah, for 3 years.
I have a question too. So, like, how do you feel about marriage and like wives in general?
I believe in nuclear family, traditional. Yeah, I think people should have kids. People should have a marriage. I'm not against that.
Why don't you have that? Like the wife? Or
I
you?
completely ignored that
Yeah.
throughout my 20s to get to where I am now.
Mhm.
I'm not about to have a family and not put a woman in a position to where she can talk shit to me. See, my last relationship, she didn't even so much. So it's one thing not to complain about money,
Right.
but even life itself. So I even had bad days in my career. She never heard it. When we broke up, the main thing that she did mention, she said, I never heard you complain one time. Throughout the whole relationship, I never complained. And that's about anything. If I'm at a position in life where I can provide you a false reality, I can only get there by working through my 20s. You suffer through the 20s, that way you can help a woman enjoy their 20s through your 30s. Most of the time, they get women in their 20s and they give them the life they wish they could have. They live through their girl.
Right.
But I wanted to work for that. I knew I couldn't obtain the lifestyle I wanted by chasing women.
Man, give Dom a Don DeMarco. That was phenomenal.
Dom DeMarco.
So real quick, Dom. You are here today where you're at. Tell us one thing you've learned from dating women that will change someone's life. And in your opinion, should someone have a girlfriend early on?
No girlfriend early on, I wouldn't say. But, of course, the scenario is different if you find someone in high school that you trust. Grow with them. I never can be against that because it's a beautiful thing. It's something everyone would have if they could. But outside of that, the main thing with women, most dudes that be cheated on is normally a woman can decide, even if they don't know it consciously, subconsciously, they'll know if they can run over you within like the first meeting because you're not assertive enough. Be assertive, not demanding, but be dominant. You tell them what they're going to wear. You tell them what we about to go eat for the night. And you tell them what we're going to do. If you're going to take them home, you tell them you're going home at that day or I'm dropping you off at that day. But be assertive. Don't give her an option to choose. That automatically puts her in a position of submission and looks at you as if you're successful, you're dominant, and you have it figured out. If you start off on that pace and you can maintain that, you'll never have a problem for the most part.
Good point.
Shut up, bitch.
Okay, so real quick, ladies, we've heard your responses to why men and women technically have hurt the dating market. Now, in your opinion, how would you fix the issue? Now, you may need some time for that. I understand, but think about if this is the issue where
can read
men,
chats while they think.
if men are actually, for example, having bad options, or for example, can't find a wife, and you're delusional to some extent where you think you deserve more than you want, how can you fix this issue? We'll come back to you. Cool.
Okay.
Can you skip
I
me?
kind of.
You
Go ahead.
got an answer?
Oh, me?
This
Oh.
will do. We'll reach out and then we'll come back. So think about it. How would
Okay.
you guys identify the problem? He's a Shakespeare.
There you go.
All right.
Burro.
You got it.
Burro.
Shout out to you, bro.
$100.
Don
Appreciate
DeMarco.
Dom DeMarco.
Oh, snap. I got
Oh,
TPN
wow.
on the pod. New drinking game here. Every time Henny Breather says, hey, man, gotta take a shot. Or when he interjects, take a drink. Coconut Man, glad to see you back, my guy. Fresh. Your chair was crying hard, holding Chris' big ass up. What the
No, bro, man, go ahead, first. See, ladies, they roast us too.
It was
ladies.
funny, man. Ladies, why is it wild for men wanting options or other women when women want men to have everything in place to just be given a chance?
Mm.
No, that's a valid question. Why is it wild for men wanting options or other women, in your opinion?
Hey, man, Burro, man. You know me, I talk all the time. So Burro. if that happens, everyone's getting lit.
Okay.
Why is it bad
I don't
for
get it.
men wanting options?
I don't think it's a bad thing that men desire options. I think that it only becomes a problem when it's like, when do you set that balance of like, let me try to explore this one before you guys decide to like jump around? And then what was the second part of the question?
When you say this one, you mean like being only one person?
Yeah, like exploring that option of like whatever it's gonna go with that person.
Okay.
And then I do find like if people do say that they want to not do like monogamy, they don't really speak up about it. So it's kind of odd.
Mm-hmm.
He mentioned when women want men to have everything in place, like for example, you know, the house, the car.
No, exactly.
height,
And
money,
that,
lifestyle.
that just goes back to what I was saying earlier, where women do lack accountability. So going back to the original question, which is like, how would it fix? What women would have to start with that, being accountable and like looking into each other.
I have a question. If your man had everything you wanted in place, height, looks, money, status, maybe even, well, I'll leave that one out. Would you let him cheat or have other women every now and then
No,
if you didn't know about it?
no,
No?
no, 100%.
Would you?
I believe if you are into someone, you don't look around. If it's real,
Are you a man?
no.
That's what I thought. What about you?
I wouldn't be okay with it. Just personally, I just feel like you're just feeding your ego. You got money to make, right? But you're over here dealing with 50
So
different
Everything you want in
women.
place, you wouldn't like that.
You got money to make, right?
Mm.
You got everything in place, then you got a business, you got cars,
took
you got to
years,
pay
though.
for my cars and all 8 years, and you're gonna waste it on a woman.
On you?
No, you're gonna waste it on one woman that can help you tear all that down. It's wasteful, just to feed the ego. To me, I think it's just feeding your ego.
Nigga, I'm confused.
Ego.
To
Everyone-
have multiple options. Okay, I get it. You guys made it. You guys are at your place in your status, right? You guys have your options already. I get it. But as for me, I would just think it's like wasting my time.
Okay, so from your end, it's wasting your time.
My time and your time.
Interesting. And for you?
Realistically, no one wants that, but my main issue is random babies, random diseases, and losing
Yeah,
what's
loyalty,
mine.
respect.
So
Oh, Jesus.
that becomes a problem for me.
Dom, how would you respond to that, bro?
I would ask first, like, is everyone here believes in a God, right?
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think God makes mistakes?
Yeah,
Me too.
100%.
Some do, some say no. I would say he don't. And
no.
when you look at reality, man, if you look at nature, in all of nature, pretty much almost every mammal, they can only get pregnant once for several few
I hear
Okay.
this
amount of
so
months. But
many
it's true.
times.
It's
Okay.
it's biologically true that a man can get 1,000 people
That's why he
pregnant
needs
at
to get
once
numbers,
versus
you know?
one woman being able to get pregnant. It's in your DNA. It's in your
It
who your
also
essence
is
is.
in that penis of y'all's that y'all putting in everybody is why we get
If-
germs and
if we
BV
didn't have
and
clothes,
yeast infections
If we
and all
didn't
that
have-
stuff because y'all over here fucking
but if
everybody.
we didn't have clothes and we didn't have society, our job would simply just be to repopulate. It wouldn't be
And-
none of this, any of this. It would just simply be
y'all
just to
multiplied
repopulate.
seeds
So,
into
And if that would be the
numbers,
truth,
nah.
if that would be true, our job would be to repopulate with multiple women.
Are you
Actually,
answering to me though?
And oh no.
Oh, okay.
you mentioned we are the ones doing our little things out and about. What
No,
about y'all?
like I ain't gonna say. Listen, I know some girls that be thought about it, but I'm not condoning it. Absolutely not. I'm just saying, like, Okay, y'all control the access to relationships. We just control access to pussy. So maybe if women were a lot more smarter and had more self-control to say no, then there wouldn't be so many men out here with the power to just say, I could get this girl, that girl.
Every
It's
bitch
so
in Miami
simple.
selling pussy.
I wouldn't sell it.
She's saying if that wasn't the case.
I just moved here and I'm seeing this. Every
Say it
bitch-
wasn't the case.
what do you mean? They deny access. They literally, women know how to
If
say
that
no.
wasn't the case.
Easy as fuck.
I don't know about that. I don't think there's a lot of women saying no.
I think to your point, yeah, there are women that can somewhat say no to get paid, but your own statement says that if women are actually going to go ahead and stop access to sex, men will change. But if you don't, and it's easy, why would they wife you up?
That's true.
So
Yeah, if it's easy to get to sex, that's why they're not
Why
as willing
why
to,
buy the
right?
cow when I can just milk it for free?
That's true.
That's
So-
what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take it. I'll take it a step further. I would say a lot of the girls don't offer anything outside of the sex either.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's most girls just offer sex and they're pretty useless outside of that. Guys
Good
out
point,
there
you
that
know?
will wife up a whore
Yeah.
if she's useful. But the problem is that whores are useless, and like that's what ends up happening a lot of the time. So.
And it starts good and it ends terrible because they can't keep up with that
Yeah.
first look.
Ladies, how would you fix the problems?
We'll start here.
Oh,
So just summarize dating in general,
mhm.
men and women. How would you fix the issue?
Yeah,
that you
your
have?
original problem was the grass is greener on the other side.
Oh.
You said that idea of
I
grass
think if
greener.
you just have a better mindset and wanting to date, you should be more patient with the person you chose, really, instead of just hopping around. But that's just how I think. Or
So-
like these women would say, fix yourself before you go out to date so you can attract better because you are better, type of thing.
That's definitely what I
So
was
you're
gonna
saying
say.
patience is what everyone needs?
Not patience. If this person has what you want, it's like a little bit of like this can be fixable as long as it's not like crossing your boundaries. I don't see why you're leaving already. So
So don't be too picky.
yeah. As long as you're
Okay, who's that
understanding.
advice for? The men or the women, though?
Both of them.
Don't be too picky.
Okay, fine. Women.
Yeah.
Okay, now for the men.
I guess for a man to be in a relationship or to like have better outcomes, I guess to actually want it. That's all I could say to a man because I don't feel like they actually want to commit because like you said, they're getting whatever they want without having to do too much. So it's like as long as they have the background, they're fine.
Whose fault is that?
Both. That's the women's fault for sure.
I mean, she said earlier it's a woman's fault.
The women?
Mhm.
I agree with that.
Oh.
There's a lot of women that shouldn't be baby
They're-
mamas right now.
Yeah. Men are at fault for their actions, but women do kind of allow certain things to get by. So it's like, okay.
For you?
I think the advice would go to both. It's just working on your self-development. Because then once you know yourself, you do better, you feel better about yourself, you carry yourself differently, your energy's different, and you're gonna attract different.
So you know your worth?
Yes, whoever said that.
Alright,
Yes, I
queen.
do.
And that's for women and men?
Yeah, for both. I
How would
think
they
it would
improve,
for-
though, to like solve the issues that like you mentioned earlier?
Because if you're okay, like for me, for example, I used to be like 50 pounds heavier
No
like a few
way.
years ago.
You?
Yeah, and it took me just 3 months of focus and like affirmations, getting in the gym, and I shed 50 pounds. And I wasn't in the gym. Sorry, I wasn't in the gym in those 3 months. I was doing home workouts and changing how I ate, lost 50 pounds, and then I got in the gym so I could get like the muscles and stuff like that. But yeah, just in those 3 months, I already was a confident person, but just seeing how people treated me, the type of options I was able to attract, and everything changed for me. It definitely is a self-development thing. Yeah.
So from the female's perspective, lose weight for the self-development. What about for the guys?
This way is funny. For the guys, I would definitely say same thing. Get in the gym. Focus on your mind, your mental. Focus on your circle that's around you. If your circle is not business minded, if you don't have anybody that you can be proud to be friends with, you need new friends. Definitely go out and network. Yeah, I think just working on your personalities too, because a lot of men are very scared to talk to women and like conversate with them, keep eye contact with them, and that's really why they lose that girl sometimes. They just don't have that like pizzazz. Keep the conversation going.
That Riz?
Yeah, that is.
Okay. For you?
Yeah, so that's the same I said in the beginning. You need to work on yourself. Get to know yourself so you can like decide, so you choose what's aligned to you.
So that's for men and for women.
Yes.
And then you?
Definitely women accountability amongst each other and with ourselves. And then for men, I would definitely just say probably just like slowing down. Like you don't have to explore every girl that like advertises that she has sex for sale or whatever. Like slow down. Yeah.
Wait, slow down. What? Sex?
Yeah.
Why should we?
Why not?
Why not what?
What
Stop.
are you gating?
Like slowing down. Like why do you need to fuck everyone
Because,
that throws it to you?
Because we could bust a nut every day for like 5 times a day.
Right.
So we need to bust a nut in something.
Yep.
I mean, that's true, but wouldn't it feel better though if it was like coming from somebody that you actually have like some type of connection with?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes
With that pussy, yeah, it would be fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
So hold on.
I mean, not really all the time, because like when you fall in love, sometimes the sex become a little bit more respectful. I mean, I know I've heard it
Oh,
like a lot of times, like it do, because when you love a woman,
I think that's
it's
your
not
case,
knowing.
huh?
Well, you look at someone as you like. I know many men when they get married, they don't treat them like a slut in bed no more. It's like this is the mother of my children.
Yeah.
I can't do the same shit. Like I know a lot of married men that
Yeah.
will say that.
That edge.
Wow.
So you
Like,
wouldn't,
yeah.
way.
you don't,
Yeah.
you don't
They
choke
can't
her
have
and
that.
slap her up no more just
Yeah.
because you married
Most men
her?
when they get married,
Hey,
because they
sorry,
view their
my
woman
dick was
different.
disrespectful.
They don't view
So
her the same-
wait, can we go
So why
back
do
to
you
them
f-
divorces
That's
stuff?
Yeah,
thing.
but they don't view them the same way.
So because they don't view them the same way, you said that creates this what? Like, do they have
A
to go
lust.
out and cheat?
Well,
do
just
they
a
have
lust,
to,
just
yeah.
to be primal. Same thing that women do. Women, when
Yeah.
their dudes are just being too soft, when women cheat, they're not cheating. They're cheating in the most brutal fucking ways.
Yeah.
Shit they husband won't do to them.
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing. It's just a primal urge to be free, to be wild, to be aggressive. I don't know.
So,
I just think
let's
it's
say you're-
human.
This man slows down. He says, you know what? I'm gonna be picky. I won't fuck LaQuisha.
Right.
Just Jackie and Becky.
Right.
But he says, you know what? No connection here, man. It's not working out. Why still slow down?
I just think more so from just like an energetical standpoint. Like, what are you gaining? Even like, yeah, you're coming, whatever. But what are you gaining
Whatever.
energetically from all of these different energies?
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like it takes so much to deal with women. Like, even if it doesn't matter what form. As a man, or from a man's point of view, I know I'm not a man. What are you gain? Like, how could you
But
really deal with that?
How would he
energetically?
know what's good and what's not good if he never had any experience?
Experience is important, but it still has to be some type of level to it, though. Experience doesn't have to necessarily mean sexual.
That's crazy, bro.
So let's keep it real here. If you meet a
Yeah.
guy, right, and let's
Mhm.
say, for example, it's the first month and there's no sex, would you be cool with that?
I mean, I would.
Okay. 2 months.
I think too much is like pushing it.
Let's say a month and a half.
Yeah, I'll be okay.
All right. So now you have sex with this guy and it sucks.
Right.
What do you do?
You
What's
don't-
next?
You don't just leave. You work through it. Like if you like this person, you
That's the
talk
problem
through
now
it.
because you don't put that time in. You could have just left.
Yeah, I'm
and
just
save
gonna
yourself
lie.
It
A
is-
month ain't even enough.
I understand
time.
slowing down for sure. That I get
Yeah.
what you're saying, but for a guy, he needs experience. So at this point, it's like, okay, if I slow down and I wait and I wait and I wait,
Mhm.
and then it sucks, you're gonna leave anyway.
Mm-hmm. It's inevitable.
So again, though, but why does every experience have to have sexual energy into it?
You're stuck with them every day.
The
They're
problem-
supposed to. They're supposed to turn down every other woman for you. So yeah,
Right.
it got to be pretty good. You know.
I mean, you have a car, right?
No,
You don't have a car?
no,
You have a pet?
yeah,
What do you have?
a Frenchie.
Before you went to buy a dog,
Yeah,
you know what you wanted, right?
exactly.
You did research, you looked it up.
Yes,
Where'd you buy it from?
I like or actual like well-known breeder. Yeah,
Okay, so you went to see the breeder, right?
Yep.
And then you touched the dog, you pet it.
exactly.
Same thing with you. If you don't know the cat is good or not, or the dog is good or not,
Right.
why would you buy it?
Oh, analogy.
I mean, again, though,
Rough.
again, though, like it's still.
That's a clip, bro.
No. I mean, again, though.
You know what, Fresh?
I'm just saying though, bro.
I mean, that was really fucked up.